Hi, the lesson plan for today is on free fall. This lesson plan has 3 parts: online simulation, a natural lab on Newton's laws, and the creation of a magnificent egg cradle. The assessments that we will be producing for this lesson plan will be an online lab report consisting of a journal entry and analysis. Students will be doing this as individuals and then regrouping and turning in one assessment per group. They will also be working on a summary blog of Newton's laws and free fall lab, which will be a summary of what they found during the in-class lab. Again, students will be working as individuals and then turning in one assignment per group. And last but not least, students will be designing and creating an egg cradle in groups of 2, a minimum of 2 students and a maximum of 3 students. During the simulation on free fall, the online lab, students will be learning the relationships among mass and velocity, shape and velocity, velocity and friction, and velocity without friction. During their in-class lab, students will be dropping different sizes and different shape of objects in order to investigate Newton's laws and its relationship to free fall. Students have to submit their summaries via EduBlock, where they will be submitting a summary of their findings. Students have to also report and respond to 2 peer blogs. Be constructive. For the final part of the lesson plan, the egg drop competition, students will be applying what they've learned during the simulation and what they've learned during the in-class lab on Newton's law and free fall to create an egg cradle. The egg cradle will be housing their eggs that will be dropped from the highest point in a football stadium. Students will be creating a screencast to not only show the design of their cradle, but also take time to explain how each part of the cradle, using science, protects the egg during the fall. Students have to also explain all of the science concepts involved during the fall. They will be representing all of this information in a screencast, and the screencast will be published on not only the class wiki but also the school wiki in order to share this information not just with their friends and their peers but also with their family members and others in the community. Some of the tools that the students will be using during this lesson plan would be, of course, their laptops or the desktops in the media center. They are allowed to use their smartphones, or they could bring in their own device. These will be used for the online freefall simulation. When applying technology to turn in their lab reports online, students will be employing Google Docs, saving their information on Google Drive, hopefully also collaborating on Google Docs. And I also require for them to write down who's doing what on Workflowy so I could kind of sort of follow who's in charge of what and when the assignments come together. For the second part of the lesson plan, where students are submitting their summaries in the form of a blog, we will be using EduBlock, where I will be monitoring the blog submissions from the students. They also have to reply to 2 other blocks, peer blocks, and respond on it. Remember to be constructive. We're also going to be using MyWiki. Students can create their own wiki spaces if they like. I highly suggest that they use Flickr for their photos or to produce drawings. And last but not least, they're going to be using Screenomatic in order to create their screencast for the class wiki and also for the school wiki. I really hope they enjoy this.